Do you or your organization have items that you rent, that you have vehicles on rental, or maybe it could be equipment, or maybe it could be manpower, labor, things like that, right? And a lot of businesses have them. Um, and what a lot of businesses do, especially in the Caribbean, they would have a start date, they would have a tentative end date. Let's say the item or the equipment or whatever is going straight to the end of the year. But the invoicing or the billing or the tracking, you need to capture it on a monthly basis. Right? This example here, I'm gonna use some vehicles and I'm gonna track it to the end of the month. Right? So I wanna bill the client reach out to me. He wants to bill at the end of the month. He has the vehicles on rental. He has the status of them. He has the vehicle was taken. He has the tentative end date. Some people may know the end date or may not. For some of those that don't, they may put the end of the month, sorry, the end of the year, and from that you'll have your calculation, right? And the client also has several different types of units with different rates, and then in those you have daily rates, you have weekly rates, and you have monthly rates. So if this is something that is something that you work with and you want to get results like this, where you're only seeing the items that are on rental for this month and you're only seeing the cost as of today's date. So like today is the 29th of May, I'm making this on the 29th of May, you would see the monthly end date at the 29th of May. If the unit was returned on the 15th of May, the charging will stop at the 15th of May. If the unit was returned on the 19th, you'll see it stop at the 19th, right? So, and then here is where it will have been multiplied by the specific rate, whether it's monthly, daily, or weekly, to give you a grand total, right? Um, so this can be done. You can do this in 15 easy steps. Very easy, very clean, very automated with Power Query, no complex formulas and things like that. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go to, so I'm going to build this one over from scratch, right? So I'll show you quickly how it's done. Alright, close off this one, save, we're going to save that. Alright, okay, so let's dive in. So the first thing you want to do is open a new Excel sheet. Okay, the only thing this would require is the full version of Microsoft Excel, the registered version, right? So you want to go to data, you want to go to get data from file, from Excel worksheet. Right, let's just say. So we're going to go to where the sheet is located. Mine is located on my desktop in vehicle rental documents. Right, vehicle rental list, we're going to import that. So now this is going to open up Power Query for you and you're going to start to work inside the Power Query editor. Right, so mine, you could either have it as a table, which will have all the data, or you could use a sheet, but both essentially are the same. Transform. Okay, so now we're gonna start working on the magic. The first thing you're gonna do is let's rename this sheet. So this will be a vehicle rental tracker. Right, so keep things a little neat and organized, right? So first thing you wanna do is you wanna see what is the last day of the current month, right? So the last day of the current month, right? So let's try it out. So we're gonna add a column, we're gonna add a custom column. Okay, and name this last day of current month. Right, so that is date dot end of, well, you can see coming up there already. Month, I'm just gonna type it out. And we have date time dot date. If you're not sure what all these mean, there are endless resources online, Power Query, formulas, things like that. But all we want to get is the formula date n1, date time dot date time local now. And this will give you, right? This will give you the week currently in May 2025. So this is 1st of May 2025. Changes that date format. Right. So from this, you could take this column now and stay in an add column. You could extract the start of the month. Right. So here you can see the start of the month. Simple. Right. So that's step 2. Step 3, we're gonna add today's date. We want to know exactly what day today is. Alright, so let's go to that. So we're gonna add another custom column. It's gonna be today's date. It's gonna be date time dot local. No, very simple. Don't forget your brackets. Brackets are important. So this gives you a date and a time. As at today's date, the 29th of May. We're gonna change that to date only formula. We don't need the time right now. Okay, so now we're gonna see if the vehicle, we're gonna separate all the items, the vehicles, right? That is pending. Now I know we have, we would have brought in the information here saying pending, right? But let's check it ourselves, make sure, and then we filter it out, right? Just to be on the safe side. Because this is basically manually inputted onto a spreadsheet. Could be wrong, could be right. We don't know. And let's just imagine this is thousands and thousands of lines of data. We wouldn't have to, we would have to filter through all of it. So let's just run something to check it. Alright, very simple conditional column. Right? So the conditional column would be if the vehicle was taken, right, the day the vehicle is taken here is after today's date. So I switch this to a column, right, and I put today's date. So the vehicle was taken after, as the vehicle is being taken after today's date, the 29th, right? So the vehicle be taken on the 31st or maybe in June or whatever the case is. Then the output I want to see is pending. Else I want to see it's on rental for real, right? Okay. Right, so you see these on rental, the items here that says pending, these items are being taken on June, 17th of June. So we want to get rid of those for now. We're not using those, we're not going to calculate the cost for those, right? That's a whole different thing. So these are on rental, we're going to remove this now. We don't need that anymore, right? Straightforward. Cool. Then you want to add a column that is, so some of the items were returned, some of the equipment were returned, but we have a tracker showing everything. But we want to see what was returned before the month that we're working on, before that started. Right? But again, we don't want to have to go through all of this, filter through all of this, eyeball all of this. There's a lot of room for manual error to occur, human error to occur. So let's rely on the system. Right? So we're gonna add a custom column. Custom column is gonna say it's a if statement essentially, right? So if the status, if double click on it to bring it up, right? If the status is equal to, here's where you put in your quotes, return. Now the trick is here with the typing of the the item you're looking for, it needs to be exact. So it's case sensitive. So if it's a capital R with common letters, then you need to put exactly that. If it's all caps, you need to put exactly that. Otherwise, Poker will read it as we know. Right? And okay, you can take off the caps now. And the tentative end date, right? Which is the date that the client would have put here, right? So if the status is returned, the tentative end date is before the first day of the month, right? Start of the month, right? Yeah, so before the start of the month. Then I want to see returned before right? Or if it's not retained before month, I want to see it's good. So let's go back through one more time. If your status here is returned, says returned, and the end date here says it's before the start of the month, so let's say in April or March, because we're currently in May, then I want to see this come out, return before month. If not, I want to see it says good. Right? Okay. So here we have it. So we have these four here. That says, right, these ended 29th of April. Right? So let's get rid of those. We're not doing anything with those because those would have been ended in the last month. We don't want to have anything to do with those in the current month that we're focusing on. Right? Let's go. So we can get rid of this as well too. Boom, done. Right? Let's go. So the next thing you want to do is see what the monthly rental start date is. Now, what does that mean? Not all the vehicles would have started rental on the 1st of May. Not all the vehicles would have started here. Some of them would have started the 17th, some of them before, way before, some of them in April and stuff like that. But you have this one started on the 16th of May. So you don't want to start charging them from the 1st. That's ridiculous, right? You want to be as accurate as possible. So what we need to do here is add a conditional column. Right? That will show you the monthly rental start date. So if the vehicle was taken before or equal to the first day of the current month, which is the start date, right? Then I want to see if it's taken before then I want to start my charge at the first day of the current month. Make sense? If it has, or else if the vehicle was taken after or equal to, right, the first day of the current month, which is the start date, then I want to see the date that the vehicle was taken. Alright? Else null. You can leave this blank and it'll just show up as null. But you don't want any other results. So let's go back through one more time. If the vehicle was taken before the start of the month, before the 1st of May, right? So if it was taken in April, I want my charges to start on the 1st of May. If the vehicle was taken after the 1st of May, I want to start when the vehicle was taken 17th or the 16th of May or whatever the case is. So that's when I want my start dates to be. Let's go. Here we go. So this one was taken on the 16th, these four taken on the 17th. That's where I'm going to start my charges. It changes the date format. Let's move along. Right, so now I want to see the end date. So this is another conditional column. I want to see, I don't want to see these end dates here, which is the 31st. So here, for these here, now I would want to see the 31st of May, because I'm not going to charge you from the 1st of May all the way down to the end of the year, right? For these here, I want the charges to stop on the 15th of May if it's being taken on the 15th of May, right? So that's that step. So we're going to do conditional column. We're going to do it as the monthly rental end date, right? If the tentative end date is after today's date, then I want to use today's date, right? Or else, if the tentative end date is before or equal to today's date, then I will use the tentative end date. Let's add one more clause here. Else if the status equals return, then I want to use tentative end date. Else, no. Let's break it down again. If the tentative end date is, let's say, the 31st of December, so it's after today's date, which is the 29th of May, then I want to use today's date as my end date, as my monthly rental end date. Else, if the tentative end date is before the 31st of May, right, let's say rental ended on the 15th of May, 17th of May, somewhere around there, before today's date, then I want to use the tentative end date, right? Or if your status here it says returned, I want to use the date it was returned. This is a tentative and it will show you the date it was returned. So I think we covered all our bases there. So as you can see here, some of these items were returned on the 15th of May. So the tentative end date, because it sees returned, it ends it on the 15th of May. Now it's just an added contingency, but you get the point, right? So here, put the date, cool. Right, so we have the monthly start date, the monthly end date. Now we can start to calculate the days for the month. Right? So calculate days for the month, very simple. Add a custom column. Let's call it rental days for month. You want to see the end date minus the start date. Okay, and you want this not in this format, you want it in numbers, right? Now you say, but then if it's 29th of May, shouldn't this be 29 days? Yeah, absolutely correct. So, in order to capture that first day that would have been left out, we do a quick custom column. Let's name this rental days. And let's take the rental days for the month and just add one. Okay, cool. And here we could get rid of this one. We could rename this one. Let's rename. Anyway, let's double click here. Rental days for month. And change this to date. So that way it's simple. It'll just do the calculation. Sorry, not date. Why did I do that? It's numbers. Right, cool. Numbers. Yeah, it's simple. Right. I mean, you probably could have do it inside the custom column itself, but I mean, go right ahead. Okay, so then you let's do some cleaning up now. So this is a lot of information, a lot of things that we don't need anymore because we would have finished doing the calculations on that. Now, unlike Excel, where if you remove some of the columns that you would have done calculations with, Power Query doesn't recognize that anymore. So if you've done the calculation, like you've done the calculation, and you go to minus the information now, it wouldn't affect the calculations that you would have done. Alright, so let's remove a couple of things. We're gonna take out the vehicle is taken. We don't need that anymore for this. The tentative end date. Don't need that anymore. The last day of the current month. The start of the current month. And today's date. We don't need these, right? So remove columns. Keep it lean, mean, organized. Right. Okay. So we're gonna keep these for now. I know this is like all the big jumpy days, whatever, but this is now where we're going to differentiate what is categorized as monthly rental, weekly rental, or daily rental. So daily rental is basically anything that is under 7 days. Weekly rental is anything that is between 7 days and 30 days. And monthly rental is anything that is over 30 days. So no, okay, let's do the breakdown here. So we're gonna do a conditional column. Make things a little easy. Right. This is going to show the daily, weekly, monthly rental charges, right? So if the days greater than 30, we want that to say monthly. Or if the days less than 7, this should be less than or equal to, sorry, 7, I want to say daily. Or else everything else between there, weekly. So if it's less than or equal to 7 is daily. If it's above that, above 30 is monthly, and anything between 7 and 30 is weekly. No need to overcomplicate it. That's it. Done. Right? Now, the next step would be to add the rates. So let's add the rates. Let's go to home, um, new source, file, Excel workbook. So we're gonna add the rental rates, import. Alright, so again we'll take the sheet just for kicks. Okay, so we want to see these as okay, so all of these could be decimal, it's fine. Keep it standardized, right? So we have decimals, decimal, so it's 1.2, right? Cool. We have all the rates there. So we could call this vehicle rental rates. Cool, nice. So now what we're gonna do is our merge, right? Our merge can be found on the home screen. We're gonna merge the queries, but don't mess up this sheet. Let's merge queries. It's use an arrow. Merge queries as new. You wanna merge queries as new, right? So the first thing will be the vehicle rental tracker because we went back on that sheet to do the merge. Then we want to see the vehicle rental rates. We want to merge these two, and we're merging it by the vehicle type. Alright, so when you do not merge, you have to have some kind of key that is similar in both spreadsheets, in both tables, right? So you have here the similar thing is the vehicle description or the vehicle type, right? And in this instance, we're going to do a left outer merge, right? There's all from this sheet and only the matching from the second. This is the most common type of merge, I would say. Um, so let's go. Cool. And we have it here, merge one, right? So when you do a merge, you expand it now. You take out the vehicle type, you take off use original column name from prefix because it just makes it look really untidy. Take that out and hit OK. Cool. Nice. So we have our daily, weekly, and monthly rates. Right. So now is where we're gonna do the calculations. Alright. So first thing, let's change it from merge one. Let's name this, I don't know, vehicle tracker prices, I guess. Okay, let's try that. Cool. So first, so now we're gonna add a custom column. What will this custom column tell us? This custom column is going to tell us the total cost. Okay, let's try that. So if the daily, weekly, or monthly, which shows you this daily, weekly, or monthly stuff, right? If this says monthly, right? Then we want the rental days for the month, which is this, to multiply by, which is asterisk, well, the monthly rate, right? Else, if daily, weekly, monthly equals to daily, remember this is case sensitive, right? Then we want the rental days for the month multiplied by the daily rate. All the others will just be weekly, so go else rental days for the month multiplied by weekly rate. Yes, see no syntax errors, let's go. Right, so this is your total cost. Okay, so if it here says monthly, the multiplies the days by the monthly rate. If it's daily, days by the daily rate. Right? Cool. So let's now do some cleaning up. We could get rid of these now. We don't need them anymore because they would have been calculated. And these days here. Remove. Let's see. You can keep them if you want, I mean, but just for like clean. Right, and that's it. So what this will do is every day this date, right, will be refreshed. And once it's refreshed to the current day, these figures will change and you will get your total cost. So let's load them up, right? So we're gonna load, first we're gonna load them to a connection only. So they only show up here because we want all that messy data. Sorry, we don't want all that messy data and stuff, right? Here now we're going to load this one to the table. Let's clean up this table, take up on the rows, add the total row here. I'm going to change these values to cost. So, as of today's date, all our vehicles that are on rental that have not been returned before this month and is not being on rental moving forward and all that is currently on rental or have been returned within the course of the month. This is the total cost here, right? This is your total revenue. So let's say your billing cycle will end on the 31st. After the 31st, you probably take a snapshot or there you go. You probably take a snapshot or something and you do your invoice based on that. Now there are many scenarios where we could, depending on what you have for rental, you could probably even separate this by clients. You could do a lot of things with Power Query. If there are some things that you would want to know, feel free to let me know in the comment section. Let me know if you want any altercations to this, any alterations, sorry. Um, anything you want to know, feel free to reach out to me. You could also check out reportflow.co. I have a couple other videos. I'm working on some blogs there as well. Things like that. Feel free to reach out to me. My name is Daniel Jonas. Jonas, right? Feel free to reach out to me on all platforms. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope this really helps somebody. Again, you could go back through these steps. If you need any clarification on anything, let me know. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm available. Alright, and happy to help. Take care.